right. Hey, everybody. Get live audio going. Okay. Is that working? Awesome. How's everyone doing? Jimmy. Okay, recovery into the midday. I'd like to see us regain 150, but still, going lower and then back up and lower and back up. No, so I guess I was talking to the firemen and they were saying that the one of the weldings snapped in the mooring and it kicked the elevator off the track, and so the emergency brakes on the elevator failed and it fell down into the basement. They have the shaft closed. They had to ride the other fucking elevator back up though because they had the stairwell closed too, which wasn't fun. Yeah, I'm fine. It happened at like 3 in the morning. Thankfully nobody was injured. I don't think we found the bottom. Actually, if we go out here and look at so I was doing I was at the library for a couple hours fucking around on their computers. Um I was doing like a volume stabilized trend. If our volume continues to decline at the rate it currently is, I think our Wyckoff is going to play out more like this. Um Possibly dipping just below the LPS before moving upwards. Just based on the current amount of volume we have. Don't forget though, delta neutral is still rising up to meet our descending price action. And usually this causes a bounce. Sometimes it's kind of extreme. Um, so hopefully when those two meet, which we're still a little bit away from, although delta is going up, like positive delta in the chain, as of this morning is climbing. There was a big sell off of it over the last couple days, but it's starting to turn around, and that could push us up sooner. But I did want to, try to like figure out just how many of these like little consolidation periods we're gonna have. But as long as we keep finding these lows and moving up, we're bullish, right? Because that means someone's buying the bottom, right? And that's keeping some of the risk off the table for the short hedge funds. They don't want to take the chance. By putting this puts into place, they're taking a really big risk that institutional longs aren't going to drive price action up into them. Yeah, SST is doing a little thing. It's looking quite good. And we will be kind of watching this a bit today. And I'm not changing the Wyckoff. It's just, I mean, the one that we had is just textbook. You can go read up on Wyckoff theory if you're wondering how long the consolidation in phase D can drag out. Up to years. So I didn't see your stream. Sorry, Zakir. Have you looked at CHKP at all? No. What's up with it? Good morning, Jason. It's not really a moving goalpost. I fully expect us to just experience another quarterly cycle. If institutional long interest exceeds short interest over the quarter, then we can see Wyckoff play out. Otherwise, all the way back down. More than 70% borrow rate. For today? What's the story with SST? Over short, no shares available. Lots of FTDs. More power, better camera output? I don't know about that. Well, it's okay now, Kenneth. I'll take a look at it. CHKP. Checkpoint software. Interesting breakout. Could continue. I don't know what it's moving on, but it looks good. Bright Ideas is pooping on the idea of people spending money on Dillionaire. Then I made 150% gains today on SST, and I'm waiting for more. So consider this humble offering to be made in his honor from the 510 gang. Hugs. Thank you, Pickle Morty. It looks okay, but it's right at that resistance. I don't know if it's going to sustain that breakout. By the way, not Scott Bakula. $20 or $25 better option for 422. For what? What stock? AMD at 100 is extremely cheap. Did SST show up on your scanner? It did not. Likely because the short position seems to be driven by a smaller group of investors and not by market makers. Can you tell Victor that Tesla's dead? Is it? It had a nice morning. Yeah, I mean, at least back down to this 130 resistance. Could see an ascending Head and Shoulders here, though. There's a trend for it. Thanks, Dominic. I could have had you, but it blanked out. In other news, SST has an S1 filing to release a bunch of shares, like 25 million. Yeah. There's going to be a dump of liquidity at some point, but who knows when. shit. What was I trying to do? It reminds me a lot of the spurt play. A little different scenario, but you're fucking lucky. I told you yesterday to stop sleeping in the elevators. Thank you, Cottage. Yeah, I saw you guys trolling cores. We're better than that though, right? I think. Probably not. All right, the breakout's persisting. This is good. I remember C-Mill. Tip the elevator service guy to keep the elevator working properly. These power outages are not conducive to my streaming addiction. Thank you, Boxum. I feel like the elevator service guy could have killed somebody, though. Maybe he doesn't deserve any tips. Just a little something to keep the electricity bill paid. If SST moons, I'll just buy the building. 510 gang. Thank you so much. Kyle Earl, I appreciate the membership, man. Hit me up on the Discord.
Happy birthday, Gherkin.
Floor for SST is 10 million. It's ridiculous. What's my SST position? What you see right now, because I didn't have access to many of my accounts this morning except what I had on my phone. So I have 6 calls right now. If it dips again, I'll buy more on one of my other accounts. I might pick up some like 55s. Just way out of the money, but volatility is already so high. I bought some more BBBY this morning. I bought 3,200 more shares. I like the price. It's a good price. So, I think BBBY leveled out a bit here at 19 or 18. I don't know if it could slip much lower. They're definitely pushing down pretty hard on it, right? And this doesn't look like all shorting. It looks like there may have been some institutional selling this morning. I don't know why, but earnings is coming up. Maybe they don't feel like earnings is going to be very good. It might not be. But good deal, so I bought more. I was looking to lower my cost basis with some price action below $20, and I was able to do that. Date of record for the divvy. Been holding off on purchasing more for a better price. No one knows. I mean, there was like a bunch of talk on Superstock about April 8th as the date of record. But I don't think the date of record is going to matter as far as price action goes, right? Are they even going to vote for a long split, GFOUT? Like a forward split? Like, why would they give a shit? Of course it's going to pass. And the current vote is just for the change to the fiscal plan for 2022. So we still need to see a vote announced for the split itself, right? I have to apologize. I always blamed you for my lack of productivity at work. In my mind, but no, it's all me. I missed you. Never do that again. I'm sorry. Care to comment on the snap play? I dropped everything this morning when my power went out that I could. I probably got stopped out of this. I still have to check. I haven't even opened my other brokerage account yet. I hope I didn't because I'd like to buy some more at this point, but I know I got stopped out here on WeBull out of everything except DD, which was bullshit. Let me see what I still have here. So I still have Netflix 380s, a couple of them for May. I didn't get stopped out of my June calls. I got stopped out of everything 414 because I had good to close limits set. So, and for some reason I didn't get stopped out of DD. What's your cost basis on BBBY? I'm now down to, I think, like 2210. Roughly. It's like 22 and a couple cents. That guy's post about the Well Simple dates was debunked. Okay. I still have AMD Leaps at 110. Did you get out of Netflix? Not all of it, but I got stopped out of most of it. I don't use Discord much. Is there a specific person or place I post in the Pi-Fi Discord for the Dillionaire membership? You can type at moderator, and a moderator can give you a hand in any of the chats. Kyle. Or you can message me directly. My name should be at the top of the list on the right. It's Gherkin. But this towards a generator and mobile hotspot. Thanks for showing up when you could. Thanks, Idaho. I don't think I could run a generator inside an apartment. I feel like that'd be a fire or carbon monoxide hazard, right? I think we're still seeing some SLD play out, frankly. This morning was intense with that. Your Discord was going nuts. Sorry. I got a message out as soon as I could get to a Starbucks and charge my phone. I spent 2 hours unpacking boxes trying to find my power bank, only to find it and it wasn't charged. Then I went to Starbucks and charged my phone. I think that was a couple hours ago now. Did you find your spank bank while you were going through the boxes? No. It's okay, just don't let it happen again. Well, I'm here now. Everything's okay. How very bohemian of you, charging your phone at a Starbucks. Did you get coffee while you were there? How was your day amongst the pores? Weird. I went to an elevator and I kept getting harangued by this homeless dude that was waiting, or went to the library and kept getting harangued by this homeless dude that was behind me in line to use the computer. Because, like, when you use the computers at the New York Public Library, you like sign up and you get like a 30-minute block to use it. Can you talk about SST and your thoughts or expectations over today and tomorrow? Just up till it doesn't. It's a pump and dump and kind of a highly risky play. Uh, yeah. Any thoughts on Dillard's? How's it doing? Okay. It's just less affected by overall declines in the market because it has no liquidity. BBY's kind of turning around really hard. No, the library by my house doesn't have a Bloomberg terminal. You have to go to the main branch for that, which is in like Midtown. I did pay my electric bill. You think SST will squeeze? Mm, we may see like an FTD squeeze on it. I don't know if it's really set up to like short squeeze. It could. I'm more interested in playing like the FTD, the waves of FTDs as they come in. Well, eventually a bunch of warrants are going to come in and they're going to get exercised and it's going to dilute the shit out of the float, which is why there's a short position in the first place. If the SST float is 700K and the money call OI for next week and covers 6 million shares, seems like it's a pump and pump, right? Yeah, we'll see. Don't forget the market makers can generate liquidity if needed, and for quite some time too, right? I doubt the market makers are going to let it squeeze them off the chain. Did they open up more strikes already? Hey, so DRS people saying that those who haven't DRS don't get the same, don't get the vote somehow. It's utter bullshit, right? Yeah, it is. You'll get a notification from your broker when you can vote. It depends on who your broker is, but they'll come out over the next few weeks. LS2K on Baba this morning made it back on KR before it dropped. Thanks for mentioning that yesterday. Yeah, no problem. Real question is, no one is asking, how sketch were you logging into a 6x brokerage account from a public library? I couldn't even get into my real brokerage accounts. I didn't have any of my shit with me. I have a key fob that gets me into my IBKR and like my Schwab accounts. It's and without that, like I can't access them. So this morning all I could access was my 2 WeBull accounts. And that's why I have such a small position in SST. Otherwise I would have bought way more. Do you ever cover Kinross Gold Corp, KGC? It looks like a breakout or a rug pull. I can't tell. It's a gold mine with Russian divestment happening. Oh, maybe DM me about that. If something's happening, it doesn't look like it's happening super quick. So DM me what you got on it and I'll take a look at it. Moonman, thank you. When Russian getting kicked out of human rights panel for UN, suspected Europe will have to stop importing Russia oil, making it spike again. Oxy, XLE, IEO, yeah. I think Rig too, if you want a cheaper one. Rig's under 5 right now. Did you pay your parking fines? Yes, I think. Yeah, well, no, that's kind of the battle on SST. As you hope the squeeze of the short position plays out before the shares are released. It's super risky. Pressure's mounting. It looks good, but as soon as those shares are released, it's going to dump and hard. Someone else found SST. The original source of the position seems to be um, a group of people that were shorting it, who are now underwater. Hmm. what you're saying is SST to 69? I don't know about that. And IV's high. It's an extremely risky position to take on. Were you holding to just wait for consolidation? Yeah, at this point, I'm just letting it run. I already changed, yeah. I changed my passwords. You haven't responded to any of my messages in chat for the last couple of days. I'm wondering if I'm muted somehow. The only message I see from you is Pickleman ignoring me. Am I in top chat? Oh, try it now. Hey, Pickleman, I'm intentionally going to get a GFV to pick up more GME calls. The violations actually matter if it's a one-time thing. If it's your only one, it's not going to affect anything. Oxy doing well. Thanks for the tip. Have 29 calls, 422. Let it rip. Awesome. Can you recommend one of those password key fob things? I'll figure out. I gotta look up the name of the one that I have. But if you DM me, I'll send it to you. It's like 2FA. It's just supposed to be more secure. Rafsan, thank you for becoming a billionaire, dude. I appreciate it. Are you still holding SST calls? Yep. Are we ever going to test 126? I mean, that's the potential low. So, and the last time we had one of those, we fell right through it. It's possible, but I think we're going to keep consolidating kind of in a similar manner to what we've been seeing with these highs and lows off each low test. So, you know, we move to the low, we test, low, up, low, up again. Instead of just straight down like we had in December. There's an insane amount of put skew in SST. It's got a pretty heavy short position. There's also a ton of profit taking in the rip to 37 as well. Can we expect SST to be shorted tomorrow morning? I mean, it's hard to say. Obviously, carrying positions in it overnight is super risky. It looks good, but you know, you can see profit taking on like a volume test of this upper resistance here. Hold on. So, you know, a volume back test. So if our volume pushes up through here at 2750, you could see some profit taking in this like $28 to $30 range. And if that happens, you know, you're going to see another decline in price action, right? It's gonna dip before it, you know, and then probably longs are going to load back up again. And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing here is that, you know, longs sold obviously on the rip. They loaded back up again in here, and now we're seeing, you know, a little bit of improvement in delta pressure. Let me see if I can find the thing Turd printed out for me earlier, or pulled up for me. He was pulling up, he pulled up the net delta from, here it is. So, you know, lots of calls sold off. But it's starting to move back up, right? It's starting to improve. I believe this is as of yesterday. And you know, bot calls are increasing. So I mean, it looks like delta pressure is going to pick back up again, and longs are still interested. In real time, I mean, it may already be moving towards positive. AMs are pricing in a massive dump in SST. Well, when those shares are released, it's going to dump hard. No one knows. Does the stock split dividend change your original exit strategy, DD, in any way? No. Especially if a share recall triggers the short squeeze, then... You think the SPY will hit 500 by power hour? So AMD's already at its low resistance. It hit it earlier today. It could chop here a little bit, but it's way below its delta neutral. We were discussing this yesterday. I still think it's going to move back to the upside. Jimmy recovering pretty nicely into the later part of the day. I don't think we're going to close up, but yeah, we might hit 150. This is a pretty important level for the options chain right now. So I doubt we'll close above 150, but maybe close, maybe in this channel between 148.76. Felt like that. Still on the right. If we missed SST on the way up, which SST puts might make sense to buy now? I mean, I would wait for a peak. If this is in fact one, then, you know, 25 and 20 seem like good targets. Yeah, I can't use a generator inside my apartment. It's definitely not legal. How do you avoid getting hurt in the tumbling elevator? Did you jump just as it was about to hit the ground? No? I wasn't inside the fucking elevator. I'd be dead. If I was inside the elevator, I would be dead. If SSC is going to dump when the warrants are released, is this guaranteed money if you're able to hold the position through the squeeze? I mean, depending on what the stock drops to, though. I mean, if it goes up to like 50 and only drops to 30, and you know you have $25 puts, you're not gonna make a lot of money, right? Neil, thank you so much for becoming a billionaire, man. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Gurk. Yeah.
No, I don't think an SST squeeze is gonna affect Jamie in any way. If you guys want to hear more of the music for this channel, check out the SoundClouds of the artists who make it in the Discord. Always nice to support them if you can. You're awake when it happened. Interestingly enough. No, I wasn't awake. I wouldn't have heard it anyway. The elevator is like all the way down the hall from my apartment. Ivy on SST puts is insane. Yeah. I'm gonna hate myself for eating the other half of this sandwich. I just want to give you a heads up. Okay. Don't lie, you stuck all of your DRS CC FTDs in the elevator, labeled it obligations warehouse, and cut the cable yourself. So the fireman told me that one of the weldings, like the welds, snapped and it kicked the elevator off the track and it fell. That's all I know. The building inspector wouldn't tell me anything. He was kind of an asshole. I guess they inspected the other elevators and they're safe, but it took down a chunk of the roof with it. So I don't know how. I guess they have different like I-beams or supports. I'm not really sure. I'm not a fucking architect or engineer. I see your message, Smox. Still not seeing anything from a user. Check DMs. Updated live. Net option delta volume negative 142. Ooh, it's ramping up. It's ramping up big, right? $25Cs are getting sold off. 10s, 250s. Interesting. Is that just for Friday's expiration? Or is that the whole chain? If you want to play the downside in SST, shorting it's the play, puts won't make money. Yeah, They're a bit priced out. Are you gonna add to your calls? Maybe if it like consolidates a little bit or IV drops off. What's the deal with DD? I don't know. I didn't get stopped out of it. Can you guys try something? Because someone else told me about this. Can you like log out of like Smox and A user? Can you guys log out of your YouTube account, like sign out, and then sign back in and try messaging? Neil, welcome to Dillionaire. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hit me up on the Discord. I'll get you out of the country club. I think you might have already, actually. Yeah, you did. I'll get to you after the stream, man. If you want, you can check the announcements channel in the pinned messages. The instructions for linking your YouTube and Discord are in there. Once you link them, it unlocks the channel. It's guaranteed that there will be money involved. It's not guaranteed whether you'll be making it or losing it. Yeah. Is Netflix good play for 365 strikes in a month? Also, will you pay for the friendometer being broken after 5 minutes of listening to Matt Kors? No, I don't want to pay to repair your friendometer, but Netflix 365's probably good, is it? I mean, there's not that much room to the downside, but there's a little bit. The spy is kind of rallying though, so I would expect Netflix is gonna turn around. I just don't know if this is sustained or not. Like if this is just gonna be another shoulder and then fall off, it's not a great time for entries into long calls, especially if SLD isn't complete yet, right? Because I'm still unsure if SLD is done yesterday or if it goes out to this Friday because the wording is kind of obscure. If the settlement goes out to Friday though, you know, the SPY might hit like 442 again before it can climb back up. In which case, you know, Netflix, which isn't even tracking that well today, may drop a little further. It still hasn't even regained VWAP today. I don't particularly like a long entry right now. I might wait for a little cheaper price. If I see like a little bit of a recovery, like back up above 360, 360, 250 maybe, then I'd be more interested in entering something long. I still have 380s, but they're like a little while out. They're like late May, so I have more than a month on those. Thoughts on a calendar put spread for SST? Buy 225p, sell weekly 20p's against it while things are going up. You could, but it's going to be hard to exit the short leg of that if it's just tanking, right? Like when those warrants hit, I think the price is going to drop hard. No, Head and Shoulders. This is the second one of these today. Fuck me. That's not even. Center line, like here. Yeah, I can read that. Infinite trophy. I see your H deck. Do you think there's a correlation between student loan repayment being kicked down the road and a genuine fear of slabs? I mean, student loan repayment's tricky because I mean you can't really default on it, right? They can seize your income, they can seize your tax returns. It's not like a mortgage where you can declare bankruptcy and wipe the debt unless they've changed something. Nope, I had to take the elevator. The stairs were closed. I just had to take one of the other elevators. Do you know an FTD day for RC's BBBY buy-in? It should be today. Today should be the market maker FTD day. Let me double check this, but I believe so. Today should be T+2. I'm gonna just count it again to make sure, but I'm pretty positive. Time frame is that? It's 2 plus. So today is the FTD day from when he completed his buy-in. Yep. But it's not the FTD from the announcement of his buy-in, which was the day that it spiked super hard. That is on the 13th. So next Thursday, I believe. Market maker. On the ETF side, 6:35. It's the 14th. From the completion of his buy-in, and then on the ETF side from his announcement. One sec. It is April 22nd. So hold on. I'll pull these up for you guys. Should we do this one? So there we go. So in yellow, we have market maker FTDs. And then in red here, we have the ETF FTDs from those two dates. Those one off. So we're looking at today, the 14th. The 14th is the MM and ETF FTDs. So the 14th is interesting. as is April 22nd. Depending on how they handled obligations, right? Hope that answers your question, a user. Sorry I couldn't see you, but I can see you now, apparently. Relogged, now I can waste your time. I can see you, Smocks. Ooh, pushing 150. This is good. I still feel like it's going to be hard for us to push through this, but if we do, that's impressive. If we close above 150, that's pretty good going into tomorrow, even. What have I missed? Are we mooning yet? No, not yet. Is it dumb to be buying calls on GME right now? I mean, not if you have a lot of time on them. I think that we are still in store for lower IV and cheaper prices. So I still haven't entered a long call position on GameStop yet. Are you gonna take the stairs from now on? Yeah. Thankfully, I barely ever leave my building, so it's not really a big deal. Did Cohen announce his buy into BBBY on purpose so that the FTDs from that day's run up would fall on earnings, you think? Maybe. It's interesting. If earnings are good and there's all those FTDs, right? So CNS is netting all these FTDs that day. And if earnings is good and there's positive price improvement, it could be very interesting. I mean, similar to GameStop, right? Like CNS doesn't like that positive pressure when you know they're trying to cover all their FTDs in a narrow range, and there's positive pressure on the stock. It becomes a lot more difficult. Although with BBBY, there's more liquidity, so I don't know. I don't know if it's going to pan out exactly the same way. Spread is a little wider now than it was, though. Still very, very small comparatively. I saw some of the clips of people trolling cores. Was Ader the MOASS all along? No. What's Ader at? Oh, that's not it. It's looking a little better. IV's still sky high. Okay, I don't hate this entry. But options are so shitty on this. No, I still don't like it. Be a few more days. I could be wrong on that, but GME pushing 150 again. Your apartment safety is important, so I have to ask, is the roof locked? Same like stairs. I think the roof is locked. You're not allowed up there. It hit 28 on the last run up. I think we're just seeing pressure building against the short position. I just want to say thank you. I played SST and finally learning how to take profits. My sell limit just triggered with 398% today is a great day. That's fucking awesome, dude. Congrats. I can't take credit for this one. But good job. I didn't short the stock. I like SST. I still don't like Ader that much. I think you can get a lower price. Maybe some more bleed in the volatility. It might run more, Ader, but it doesn't look like it's going to do it right now. I expect kind of a rejection on it. Although they do look very similar. AMD calls expiring 414, 422, 520, 100 to 115. Would you ride them out more? Just looking for a different take. Had I not gotten stopped out of my 110s, I would have just averaged them down this morning. I like where AMD is. It's below delta neutral. I think it has a very good chance of running back to test 112, which will put 115s or make 115s bot at this point profitable. I still have my leap positions at 110 and 115 though. And I'll try to load up tomorrow when I have some settled funds. It would be considered chasing to get into SST now. I mean, you can gamble. You can gamble on the high end of a run, and just try to play the extrinsic like value or the far out of the money calls, and hope it pops. If it doesn't, you're not gonna lose too much if it slips. But IV's still ridiculously high, so there's even in those positions, there's a lot of risk, like far dated, far out of the money calls. Ada reminds me of early Spirit. Yeah, I think it's in like that stage where like the FTDs are building up. I mean, I think SST is too, but SST has, a lot more interest and like a tighter time frame. Ader, I think, is gonna just probably fail, consolidate again, push again. Like the pressure's mounting, but it's not quite there yet. How do you grocery shop in New York? You just order shit online and they deliver it to you. Usually shit you don't order, but walk in. Thank you so much for becoming a Dillionaire, dude. Hit me up on the Discord. I'll get you added to the country club after the stream, man.
Happy birthday, Gherkin.
Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing. I mean, nothing happened to me. Like even the damage of the buildings, like in like essentially another wing. I think AMD May 105s are a solid strike date. Yeah, I don't hate those. I mean, that's a pretty good one. Just remember, if you're playing AMD, that resistance, those resistances in that channel are strong to the upside, and it can fail them, especially if the market's doing poorly. So here at like 106, you want to watch closely, and you also want to watch this resistance in particular at just past 112 is historically very strong. Not just on this downtrend, but you know, even further back. Dude, my elevator fucking fell down the shaft last night. One of the elevators in my building fell down the shaft last night at like 3 in the morning. And it cut out the power to the building. Is secure listed as your emergency contact somewhere? Oh, GME just pushing above 150 now. BBBY, not really recovering much. Wonder how much of this is just FTDs. I mean, the volume's fairly high. Huh. Keeps moving up. And if we close above 28, I'm probably just going to carry my calls overnight, I think, on this. I didn't hear it at all. No, no one was in it. No one was hurt. Did you give the homeless fella $100? I didn't have to. My landlord called. Thanks, Grease Nipples. I appreciate it. Good entry on BBBY. I bought in a bunch more today. I added, I want to say about 40% to my position on the dip today. I bought another 200 shares in here too. Cat above 215.55. I don't like that cat has fallen again, frankly. It looks okay, but it may just be building new support in this range. We haven't really. This is a terrible graph. Hold on. Cat kind of doing what I expected it to do, which is falling back to this median like trend line here. It seems to have some support. It's double bottomed on it now over the last 2 days. Look at this on the 4 hour. I don't know if it's gonna hold though. It could easily continue to break down, like maybe a small rally back to like 217, 217.50, and then just more downside. Like I think this is at least gonna break down to like 207. So It may not be the best time for an entry on cat. It's weird though, because we don't have a lot, like throughout this channel, like we don't have a lot of volume traded in this range. So we're, I don't know. I don't like the entry particularly. I'd want to see like a confirmed bounce and, you know, a test of 27, like a pass of 217 again, or a failure of this for puts. Either way, like where it is now, it's kind of just in limbo. I really wouldn't want to go long or short at this point. Find your address from police reports. That's fine. There's like fucking 3,000 people in my building. I don't really care. Good luck. Are those charts available to us, or do you have to be part of the Discord? But those are my charts. They're not my personal charts. Make your own. Without you around, I had to ask Matt Kors about intraday cup and handles, and I still have nothing to work with. You're a terrible financial advisor. I know. Cry is gonna break 20. Charts cost same like Dillionaires? I don't think there's any charts in Dillionaires either. Find your address, haha. It's not like New York is known for having shoddy buildings that don't maintain up to codes. Seriously. As my financial advisor and sworn fiduciary, can you explain why all my calls are red? You bought the dip. What about your covered calls? Are those red too? Because that would be impressive. We don't know when SSC is gonna, like, when the warrants are gonna be exercised. What do you think of 1 DTE 55s on SSC? Same as 510s? Oh, Jesus. I asked him how many Dans followed him. Cover calls are looking hot. Okay, well, there you go. Far more accidents from falling tools and scaffolds and accidents from the building facade breaks. Example of bureaucratic nonsense that wasn't thought out. My old place before I moved, like a few blocks away, uh, there was like a huge scaffolding accident during the pandemic. You haven't told me good morning today. I don't ever tell you good morning, Moon. Jesus Christ, this is fucking awesome. But AMD calls, am I Roth? Am I smarter than you now? I mean, 30 years from now, yeah. Holding $5 leaps on Clover. Any chance of this have an upside? I have 8 months. Patience. I think so. I'm just waiting to re-enter them, honestly. What's Clover at today? It dropped a little again after yesterday's weird surge in volume. It's still not looking good. I think after it broke my risk level up there at 220, I know it did okay yesterday and broke back to the upside, but it's continuing to fail. I think I might re-enter leaps in like the 150 range. Hopefully that'll open up some calls to the downside too, because it's fucking nothing. Ooh, nice. Getting very close to almost maybe closing even.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
I think there was just a lot of profit taking on CLVR. Did I call it Clover? I'm sorry. Are you closing SST calls before end of day and buying back in tomorrow morning? That's a good question. I think if it closes above 28, I might not close the calls out. And it's really trying to. If you had a 24C 1 DTE on SST that is currently up 100%, would you hold overnight? Probably not. I have May 13s and April 14s right now. How likely is it the Jimmy split won't cause a share recall beforehand? Did Tesla do the same? Tesla had something similar, yeah. And it did cause price action, but after the split. I mean, short interest in the two companies is not the same. Everyone's got to stop comparing GME to Tesla. It's not a good example. Why would I trust New Jersey elevators more? Netflix kind of moving hard. How hard? Ooh, kind of hard. A break here is solid. I guess you have a little higher. If he keeps pushing up past 365, I don't know. I'd probably re-enter long positions in this like 168 range. remember, it can like have another failure if it moves back up this high before moving up more. So I think there'll be an entry here that I'd be a little more interested in. Also watching how the market plays out over the coming days. Hopefully it doesn't move too much overnight. Netflix generally doesn't, though. It doesn't usually have a lot of after hours movement. Interesting. If this closes up 40% today, tomorrow morning is going to be pretty fucking interesting. Provided the shares aren't released in the morning. Still gaining strength. RSI needs to cool down a little. Huh. Yeah, this looks just good, right? How many brokerages of yours contain GME? 5? 6, if you count this one. Yeah, it's, SPY's moving, or S&P's moving. What's your take on the RC tweet? I don't give a shit. And SST, is there any kind of warning, or will we know when the price tanks? You'll know when the price tanks. Like I said, it's super, super risky. RSI makes tomorrow's open questionable on SST. I want to agree, but I think it's fine. You know, RSI 6 is pretty high, but RSI 14, you know, you're only at 76 right now. And the previous run, you know, it hit 83. So I think there's plenty of room, and the divergence is bullish. Huh. Where would you set a stop limit for SST? I have one at 20% right now, but I might pull it back a little more. It's not very volatile right now. What are you looking for to buy back into GME calls? LPS, closer to the next cycle date, price target? I'm looking for like the 120s And I'm looking for lower IV. Because we keep bouncing on these lows, and we keep bouncing pretty hard, 42 to 52 today. IV's staying fairly elevated, which can't be good for the short volatility positions either. But until Ivy bleeds out some more, I'm really not interested in getting back into calls. I'm torn between, are we going to see a continuance of this cycle, or is this in fact the end of the cycle and we're, going back down to 100 or 110? Like, when are they going to push hard? Because they haven't yet. They're pushing, but it's not nearly to the same extent as before. And then, if they're not pushing as hard, are they building up equivalent amount of obligations? Which we need time, right? So I'm not in a rush to get back into anything. C-mill. Do May calls cover a BBBY run? Maybe not. I would want to look further than OPEX at a minimum, like August. Do you think the market expects the MORE Act to get rejected? I don't know. A lot of the amendments for it passed, or all of the amendments for it passed, so it has a better chance of getting through the Senate than it did before. I love how we're down from $50 from a week ago, and they aren't pushing hard. I mean, they're not. Otherwise, we'd be down 100. Look how fast we dropped in November. And a lot of the downward price action from 200 to like 170 was just people selling calls and closing out their long positions. Shit, all the way down. This and then we bounced right back. So this was longs closing out for the most part. This wasn't really, there was no puts or anything here. And shares were still all barred up. It wasn't until like here that we started to see the bar rate really fall off. And this was the split announcement. But since then, since the low here, after longs closed that morning, from the low here at 164, we're only down $13. And this has been more active shorting. This is where we've started to see, some puts coming in, but not in great quantity. Not like what we usually see. We saw some coming in yesterday, a little bit coming in today, but it's a much smaller amount of short interest than previous to the run, or it like comparable to November and December, January. So not the same. We also have a lot more support in these price ranges. Do you think they're scared of RC doing announcements and blowing up their positions? Maybe. You think the GME June 680s will print? They're super cheap right now. Should I buy 50 of them? No comment. They'll be cheaper? Do you think they're scared of your calves? They should be. You think that we'll test CVV next week? Like the signal line? Probably not. Next major resistance for the SPY, 452. It hasn't hit it yet. It's like 450, 250. Right up here. I don't know where my trend line is. Or no, maybe not. Yeah, I guess 453. There's somewhere. This is a pretty big one at 450. There's a little bit of resistance on the way up to 456. 456 is the next major resistance, and a break of 456 indicates a bullish trend, right? It's a break to the upside. That would be very good for everything. Not much. Darth Dan. Do you have any thoughts on Ader? It's too soon. I don't like it. Thoughts on 4 Jan 2024 calls? Looking tasty. Sounds like crap. I don't think Ford's gonna like 3x their valuation in the next 2 years. For those of you that are Hydro homies, I got a water cooler installed in my apartment. I was tired of drinking warm water. So I've upped my hydration game. Ew. No, it's not a bidet. So bougie. Do you think we're in a larger corrective pattern for SST? No. I don't have an ice cream maker. Oh, I have an ice maker, yeah. But I don't like the way it makes my water taste. One DTECCs, 0.2 delta on GME bad? Probably not. I sold like 180s at the beginning of this week, or 180s to 200s at the beginning of this week, and then yesterday on the spike, I pulled them back in the morning, and then on the spike, I sold them at 170 to 185. I'm not super concerned with breaking 180 tomorrow. Does Hydro Homie seem like snake oil salesman? Probably. I do have an unusual number of appliances. Your electricity bill, so you don't leave us again. Thank you again. My electricity bill is fully paid. What's delta neutral this week? It's rising. Yesterday I think it was in the 130s, but it was coming up. And that's kind of something we're looking for, right? During this theoretical Wyckoff accumulation period, is you're looking for longs to reposition, which delta neutral rising implies. So longs, took profits, near-term profits, on the SOS tests, and there were basically two of them, on the run, right? And then as price declines, longs are repositioning, and that's driving our delta neutral up. Even though our price is coming down, so there's going to be an equilibrium reached here, and I think that's where we'll ideally stabilize. I don't know. They just like deliver it. I get it delivered. Why would I do that, Bipolar Bear? Where's delta neutral now? How long do you estimate to reach current SP? I don't know where it is as of today. I didn't see an update to Haley's model. I think Brave Vacation messaged me this morning. This was full chain for so we have delta neutral this morning at 129, but net delta massively increased across the chain. So call buyers are still interested in the stock, which I think is a good indication moving forward. I think we'll stabilize much higher this time, or at least it looks that way for now. Trying to push GME back under 150 into close, and SST pushing up through 180 right now, or 28 right now. Sorry. We all need help sometimes, Dad. That's okay. Lucky for you, my SST calls are printing, so I should be able to pay back the loan shark I borrowed this money from, so you can keep the electric bill paid. Hugs, my irresponsible friend. Thank you so much, Pickle Morty. I'll be sure to give all the money you've donated to Con Edison of New York. $123, 20 C's, more than one, less than 11. Nice. Yeah, the opportunity to jump into $20 leaps is huge. What's wrong with your camera? It's displaying normal colors. When Jimmy's price started dropping, I went back to full color. So many cucumbers outside the jar for $4.99 a month. You get Discord. You don't get the Discord. I mean, you can use the Discord if you don't pay me anything. Don't ever feel obligated to become a member, guys. Does the doorman at your estate get paid as well? Hey dude, only here for 5 minutes. What's the overall plan? Exit target for SST. I got some shares earlier as my calls didn't fill. I'm just waiting to see what it hits, right? It keeps going up. Just following the trends. Don't give Girk your money. What's he gonna do with it? Buy another coffee grinder? I mean, I'm probably just gonna spend it on extra dumpster sessions. Trash Dan. The squeezes normally exceed $100. No. No, I don't think GameStop will squeeze like Tesla. They're not the same. Ever the philanthropist? You were popular on, if you were popular on SS right now, everyone would be talking about how your building's elevator failure with short hedge funds trying to off you to stop the squeeze. Yeah, probably. Run up SST to 10 million and then buy puts on the way down. I mean, that'd be cool. You think we could squeeze past 1,000? Who knows? It's a short squeeze. Have you ever been squeezed even by Hot Body Trash Dan over there? No comment. What's your PT on SSD? I have no idea. I don't know what it's gonna hit. It'll be cool if it breaks the upside of its previous run. I don't have the faintest clue what SST is, but I have calls. Oh boy. Thoughts on Netflix? I went over it earlier. Those all my SST 30C 1 DTE this morning. I'm an idiot. 20% gain still. Gains are gains, right? What new appliance will you buy if SST breaks 100? I don't know. I feel obligated to become a member. Every night I go to bed feeling guilty for not doing so. Why? Thinking of re-entering Snap? Yeah, I'm going to. I'm actually kind of pissed that I got stopped out, but I'll probably just wait and re-enter at my previous price point and just confirm the move up in the market before I jump back in. It's pretty much the same for most of the positions that I got stopped out of this morning. You try to time the bottom, sometimes you miss. Which is annoying, doubly annoying, because I bought far enough out that it wouldn't have mattered, but I had stops set and I couldn't pull them back with my power out. Consumer credit 41.82 billion. I wonder what the cost to service that debt is. It's got to be going up, right? GME is great, all and all, but can we please get back to the cooking stream? I can't get the shells off the eggs in one piece. How many flours go in the cake again? Pro tip for other viewers: put the lid on the blender before it starts. Thank you, Bithead. If you run the egg under cool water after you crack the shell, it'll help you peel that little like membrane layer off. Which is I assume what you're having difficulty with. Are you marinating them? Are you making ramen eggs? Do you guys ever just make like a big batch of ramen eggs and then eat them? No? You should try it. It's amazing. They're not really soft boil. Well, they are. They're like medium rare eggs. You think I can call TDA and tell them my power out was out for 3 months and that's why I'm so terrible at trading? You can try. I'm up 400% since not joining. How's that for being a poor? Pretty good. You think they time the split with the cycle? They can initiate one without a shareholder vote, right? Yeah, I don't think they need a shareholder vote to approve the increase in the well, they need a shareholder vote to change the charter, but I don't think they need a shareholder vote to begin the process of a split. So they could time it with the cycle. It'd be smart. Medium rare eggs? That sounds disgusting. They're amazing. You're wrong. It's okay. Thoughts on olive loaf? I've had it. It's just like poor people mortadella, right? Or bologna with olives in it. Whichever one you prefer. Gherk at a restaurant. How would you like your eggs? Gherk, medium rare. Thoughts on SST tomorrow? No idea. Take it one day at a time. Man, you guys aren't ready for the psychology of trading. Jesus Christ. Get your fucking head in the game. There will always be uncertainty. That's part of the risk. It's part of the fun. No, divvy split has to be announced ahead of time. See, that's what my emerald green SPX calls, brother. What are your thoughts on GGPI? Go fuck yourself, Dan. AMD ripping? Don't tell me that, because it's probably not. It's moving up. Still below the like midline resistance there, which is at 106. So it's gonna have probably some issues in this range here. Tesla less dead now, a little bit. Maybe one day you'll make money on it, Victor, and we can rejoice. I think everyone here will be happy when you no longer play Tesla. Do me a favor, though, if you do make money on it, if you kill it, don't ever fucking invest in Tesla again, because I never want to be asked about it. There's too much green on your WeBull portfolio. Time to YOLO something dumb. That's coming. I was excited for today too, because I was gonna YOLO my Tesla put gains into SST, and then I didn't have access to them this morning. V worth holding? You sell your calls? I got stopped out. I didn't mean to, but I did. It's below 220 again. 250, 213 was a very good buy-in, most likely. The break of 220 is far more reliable on Visa than the break of 230. If it bounces here on this resistance at 216-ish in this range, it looks very good for another test of 220. So if I get back into Visa tomorrow, I'll probably be entering 220 calls for a slightly shorter time frame. How's crypto doing? Crypto is rallying. A little bit. Not a lot. What the fuck is this? They're bottomed out. Hey. Bit of a bounce. Jimmy's still holding above 150. I guess Baba's just never going to fill the downside gap. Is the one at 103 gone now? Well, this one got filled out, so that's a positive. Let's go long everything first thing. Still so far. You holding covered calls overnight? Yeah. Absolutely. What did I miss? Literally nothing. Sue for lost revenue from today. Go to my buildings management and demand my $30 in ad revenue I lost out on. What level do you get Pickles picks? Billionaire. Time frame for Visa? May's good or further out? I don't know if it needs that much time. May's are probably fine just because they're the next available monthly. They'll have the best liquidity. I'll probably buy May. Especially if I'm moving my strike down to 220. It's pretty close. Holding your CCs overnight. 150 max pain. Can you hit the run button on Jamie, please? When will BBY will recover earnings? Maybe. It's recovering a little bit already. It's already almost back up to its $20. Some of this, was the market coming down as well. Ooh. Don't you dare. The lower one. Is that correct? Um, Actually kind of interesting, but look how high IV is already. This is not that bad. They have earnings or something coming up? We moved from that low. Up $3. Did it run to back here? Down at like 20. 70, 80. It looks interesting. Why is Alto halted? Did this get like fucking delisted or something? Wyckoff AZ, can shorts be sustained even at higher prices? They can be, but usually they're squoze out. Or they become squoze. Squeezed. Would you hold SST shares overnight? Up to you. It's risky. Sorry about an SST call, you son of a bitch. But DD apparently wants to delist and list in HK. Thoughts? Interesting. Cause some fun price action. DD's kind of recovering today a little bit, right? I was at 250. I should buy more calls. So you're collecting for electricity bills again, or what? No, my electricity bill is paid. Ridiculous. Squeeze. Superstock told me this is the place to sell calls. Does anybody want some 2250 HMHC calls? Are you guys playing the book deal thing? The buyout of Houghton Mifflin? Lurker, hey Gurk, hope your heart warmed a little this morning when so many were concerned you went AWOL. Secretly, I hope you've gone dark because MOASS had started, but nevertheless, I'm sorry to hear about the shaft that was inserted into your basement. Thank you so much, Silent Lurker. I appreciate the concern. I'm okay. Thankfully, it was gentle and slow. It happened in the night. I was asleep for it, so you know, I'm okay. Not too traumatized. I appreciate it. Not yet, MOASS. Brenny, I know you're with us now, but I just want you to know I miss you, man. You were like a dad to me. I know how much you loved Garrick. This is for you, my friend. Cheers. Thanks, man. No, I can see you walking. You didn't tag me there, but I can see you. No thanks, Popcorn Trader. One of these days, you'll win. Check MNTS. It's compelling. Everything fucking running right now. It looks good. Maybe $6. Those downside gaps are scary. Sorry for the personal message. I just miss my friend. I understand. Did you sell you SST calls? You think SST is done running? It's still holding its trend. Frog Dongs, thank you so much for becoming a Dillionaire, man. I appreciate it. Hit me up on the Discord. I'll add you to the country club after the stream.
Happy birthday, Gurk. Yeah. Yeah, we might have a chance, but we ain't got rolls. Give us more than a chance, cause we ain't no cold. Get the cash in advance, cause we hold it afloat. If you are what you eat, that makes Gherkin the go. Hoping that you read the DD, cause when the shit squeeze, we go end up with the moon, man. Racks to the 510 weeklies, while I'm selling CCs like another fucking moon win. Praise be to RC and the VY, please, cause I need G and me to move soon, man.
It's a GTX Go. Tim. XRT just moving up because SLD finishing? Possibly. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like it. Everything just moving up together right now. Maybe I'll just be smart about it this time. Instead of buying individual stocks, just buy a bunch of TQQQ. Hmm. Permission to time someone out for talking smack about the rap? Oh, absolutely. Who was it? Was it this Dean X guy? Jimmy Channel, it's actually timed him out. Is it Jimmy Channel or Matt Court? Is this a Jimmy Channel or Matt Core's channel? The loss of electricity must have shilled you out. What? People taking profits. 10 minutes to close. You trying to get timed out, Gaff? Made 100% on Twitter puts. Nice. Like it or get out. I don't know what you're talking about. Politically inflammatory things. Politically inflammatory things. What do you think is the reason for the big downs today? Well, the SPY stayed flat. Just hedgies doing their thing? Yeah. We came back up, right? It looks like we just moved with the market. Maybe a little extra shorting for us. So close to closing the day out at 152. Bullshit. Is participating in the stock market perpetuating the exploitation of the masses? Yeah, but we try not to talk about it. Who gives a shit what the date of record is? What is a warrant? Go look it up. With your newfound reading skills, popcorn trader. Disliked. All right. Thanks, Surface Smurf. You know I'm only on chapter 3. Yeah, but you should be okay. Where is the band that sings Cherry Pie? I bought some BBY at 19 bucks today. What a great day. Me too. Disliked and unwatched. Can you please wike off GME for us before the end of the stream? I suppose. Space Cowboy, thank you so much, man. Welcome to Cornishan. That's not a range for SST. I mean, only up until the float gets massively diluted, and then only down. There's two directions for SST. It couldn't be easier. It's gonna go up until it goes down. What are some indications that the SST play is over? The price dropping like a fucking rock. See you later, Truth State. Have fun over there. When I were to learn what a warrant is, this play is dead. Can SST invest in a mining company to save its utter demise? They could try. Was this price drop due to people selling their calls? Yeah, that was probably people not wanting to carry them over the overnight. But it recovered. It's back in the channel. I was gonna say besides price, and then I'm like, nah, Girk will know what I mean and not state the obvious price action. But that's it, right? Like that's the play, is it keeps putting pressure on the shorts until the float's diluted. And the quickest way to know that the float is being diluted is the price dropping like a rock. It's really not a complicated play. It's risky as fuck. But there's not a lot of nuance to it. What's the subscriber Discord? Is it up and running? I don't know what you're talking about. What Discord? That's the way I'm going to sell it from now. Nobody tell anybody about the Discord. Shh. CYP Inducer, thank you so much for becoming a Dillionaire, man. Hit me up on the Discord. I'll get you out into the country club after the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have a chance, but we ain't got rolls. Give us more than a chance, cause we ain't no cold. Get the cash in advance, cause we hold it afloat. If you are what you eat, that makes gherkin to go. Hoping that you read the DD, cause when the shit squeeze, we go end up with the moon, man. Racks to the 510 weeklies while I'm selling CCs like another fucking moon win. Praise be to RC and the BY, please, cause I need G and me to move soon, man. Got the van GG on the CNBC saying that he ain't seeing no collusion. And we might be apes, but we ain't that Joe. Motherfucker trade trades, this is popcorn code. When the Citadel fails, I'm about
So write something better, Gaff.
Yo, but we ain't no cult.
Discord? I've been using Slack all the time, wondering where the rest of you are. If the float gets diluted through shared dividend, does that make it easier for them to cover in the T35 situation? No. That would make it harder. No, I won't be streaming SST earnings. J-Town, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. You know what to do, right?
Yo. Let's get it. We're not a cult, yo. Just some pickle themed fuckers, not a cult, no. Like them AMC suckers, not a cult, bro. We some GME lovers, not a cult. Not a cult.
We can't be a cult. It's impossible. We still have to pay our taxes. Yeah.
Ooh, we're gonna do it. Hold on, this is more exciting. Ding. Did we just actually fucking nail it? We did. Ding ding. We did it. 150. Fuck yeah. Up $9 from our low. Nope, 150 even. Where's the 0-0 guy? He's got a DD to write. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Sorry about this morning. I know it was a bit of a clusterfuck. But I will see you all bright and early tomorrow, pending any possible disasters. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Twitch? Yeah, probably. I might do something a little bit. Later, everybody.
Kinney's Mayonnaise is a proud sponsor of Pickle Financial, so when you get a hankering for some creamy, delicious mayo after a long night of snorting, sweating, and pacing, grab some Kinney's.
It's yours?
No,
My mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not.
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who buy weeklies have children who buy weeklies.
We're not a cult, yo. Just some pickle themed fuckers, not a cult, no. Like them AMC suckers, not a cult, bro.
Rico! Sit, Crean, sit. Good dog.
Hydrate!
Hydrate.
Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.
Not an advisor. Frigulond.